Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. This is DrRosmaini again, and this morning I would like to lecture on chapter number 2, titling Global E-Business and Collaboration. So I hope you are well and healthy and should be able to be easily following my lecture based on this YouTube platform from DrRos sharing. Okay, this chapter 2 material is available in the Edmodo platform. You can download it from there so that you can refer the PowerPoint material. So let's get it started. In this chapter, uh, I'm supposed to help you to define, or at least make you understand how to define and describe what is business processes, business process, and how does it relate to information system. Okay. Secondly, I have to help you to be able to evaluate what are the role played by the system that serves various level of management in the organization. For example, lower management, middle management, and top management, and what is the relationship between these few levels of management. And I'm supposed to make you and able to explain about how enterprise application, for example, like Oracle, SAP, MRP, how these big and expensive software can help to improve organizational performance on the overall as far as implementing this automation as far as software is concerned in the ERP environment. And I'm supposed to enable you to explain the importance of collaboration in current organization and also teamwork in business, and how does IT system support this collaboration and team working in project. And I'm should be able to help you to assess the role of information system to function as part and process in the business. Okay, remember, this is a point of reflection. You know, the basic definition of MIS that I explained in previous week in chapter 1. The basic target or objective of this course, which is MIS, is to make the management by using information system so that the managers can make effective and efficient decision based on MIS or assisted by MIS. Be it it is TPS, DSS, ES, and ERS, or even enterprises system. So that's the core of the objective of this course, which is enabling managers to make efficient and effective decision by using MIS system. Okay, so what is business process? Okay, what does it mean? How does it function? Okay, in many organizations, for example, like here in the fast food restaurant, like KFC or McDonald's, or be it even in airlines or in banking, there are all business processes exist to operate the business. Okay, basically, business processes is related to flows of material, the information and knowledge in order to run the transaction from sales, from payment, and also from collecting payment and delivery of the product. So it is basically sets of activity, and it is based step by step. Okay? Starting from taking order, and then preparing the material, get the material into a finished product, and after that deliver to customer. So it is a set of activity. And these activities may be related to specific functional area. For example, taking order department, and production department, and then delivery department, and then finance, and so on. So we would say that businesses are basically consisting collection of business processes. And business processes could be serving as an assets, or even negatively, it could serve as a liability to the organization or to the company. Okay, let's take a look on the example of functional business processes. Okay, before I move on to the functional business process, I think I need to re-emphasize on this. Okay, business processes basically involve flows of material, information, and knowledge. Okay, let's take a look on like this KFC fast food restaurant at the counter. So it starts from the information in which the cashier is taking up the order from the customer. Say she wants to order a burger set. So that information is relayed to the cashier, and the cashier will key in the information into their IS system, and that IS system will be relayed to the kitchen at the back there, and the kitchen staff or personnel will know what are the things being ordered, and quickly they prepare the food or the menu. And after they prepare the menu, they will pass back the completed product or the burger to the cashier, and the cashier will receive the payment from the customer, and the customer will receive the receipt, and soon after that the cashier will pack the done food, and the food will be passed to the customer. So these are basically involving the flow of material, information, and set of knowledge known to the business process. So that is what it's all about, business process and information. Okay, as it says that it may be tied to functional areas, which is different department within the same working organization. So this relates to the next slide. Okay, the functional business process that tied together, basically involving a few departments, notably in manufacturing department, for example, factory or production based organization. So they have predominantly these four department: manufacturing and production department, first one. Secondly, sales and marketing department. Thirdly, finance and accounting department, and normally, lastly, human resource department. So these are functional department that interact each other in order for business to get processed. So this is the core, normally major department that exists in many manufacturing company. Okay, I would like to cite based on a manufacturing company to focus on production or manufacturing, because most of you are BPB student. So I'll try to focus my example related to production or manufacturing environment. Okay, so basically this functional business process are turning the input or the raw material into the processes or work in progress, turning the raw material component by component, and then assemble it, process involving machine and people, and later turn it out to be the finished good, or better known as the FG, finished good. Okay, how does the order fulfillment process is being executed? Okay, this diagram is actually in your book. So here are the sales department, the accounting department, and the manufacturing and production department, and later delivery. Okay, so now we think that the uh, appropriate example that I can use is basically say Fujitsu. Okay, well, Fujitsu is our nearest neighbor here in UTHM Parit Raja. So next lot is Fujitsu manufacturing facility. So that is Fujitsu Components Malaysia, and its parent is Fujitsu Takamisawa Japan. Okay, and let's explain based on Fujitsu order fulfillment process. Okay, so for example, this is Fujitsu Group, Fujitsu headquarter, like from Takamisawa, would like to order components from Fujitsu Batu Pahat. Okay, so Fujitsu Batu Pahat normally makes a few types of component. For example, like this keyboard. Yeah, this is keyboard. The main board that are making up Fujitsu keyboard for their computers or for their notebook and so on. Fujitsu Batu Pahat also are making the relay, like a switching device. Fujitsu Batu Pahat also making like header for thermal header printer for internal component which belonging to a finished good printer, perhaps for Fujitsu or for some other brands. Okay, say Fujitsu Japan would like to order this component, which is a keyboard from Fujitsu Batu Pahat. So how does it execute? How does it being executed? Okay, first, Fujitsu Takamisawa Japan will submit an order. So their sales department will generate the order. Okay, so that order is later sent to the accounting department through an IT system. Accounting department will check the credit, of course, to check the credit status of Fujitsu Japan and also Fujitsu Malaysia, whether the credit outstanding is good, or there is a delinquency in payment and so on. So preferably the credit is positive, which is good. No outstanding debt payment. So normally Fujitsu Malaysia will approve the credit to take the order from Fujitsu Japan. So after that, Fujitsu Japan will generate an invoice, so stating how many 100 parts of a keyboard they want to order, and summing up how much the cost it will sum up. Okay, so when credit is approved, this order will be sent to manufacturing and production to Fujitsu Batu Pahat, so that it can be procured in terms of component, raw material, parts, or sub parts, and so on. So, and after getting all the raw material and parts, it is being assembled. After it is being assembled, normally it will be QA tested, quality assured, quality checked, and then if QA has approved that lot, then normally they will send to logistic or to warehouse for delivery. These keyboards have 10,000 keyboards to Fujitsu Japan, so that Fujitsu Japan can assemble into their notebook or into their PC. So these are the whole order fulfillment process. Okay, so those are a typical process for business. And how does it relate to information system? So basically all this process that is being executed by Fujitsu, it is occurring on the platform of IT, like IT network at sales, and then information system at accounting process it goes to their software for accounting, checking the cost, checking the unit price, and later sum up the total cost of the order, and later goes to production and manufacturing. It goes to the scheduled job order based on lots to lots production, and from that lots of production, they will determine how many parts they must have from the warehouse, and so on. All these are executed based on IT system, perhaps same system, but sometimes different system. But all of them are working together. Okay. So as I said earlier, IT does improve or support or enhance business processes by increasing efficiency. All right. So, for example, the order that is received by the sales, that same order number can be seen at computer system in production, so that production can trace. So IT also strengthen business process by enabling entirely a new process. It can control the flow or change the flow, and it can eliminate delays in decision making if it is done manually. And definitely, IT is supporting the business model to be made more efficient, faster, shorter lead time, and a more accurate delivery, as I have shown in the video clip earlier last week in chapter 1, in which it showcases the Walmart system or retailing, how it controls thousands and 10,000s of product for Walmart to receive, delivered from the distribution center, goes to the truck or logistic, and then go to Walmart shelf. So this is what it's all about. So IS is definitely the prime mover for many businesses process nowadays. Okay, so nowadays also many product can be produced based on e-platform or electronic platform. So if you want to buy a book nowadays, you can buy a book without buying a physical book. You can buy e-book, right? In Amazon, they have a system, they call it Amazon Kindle, in which whoever wants to buy a book or a novel, they just buy this Kindle book reader, and the software or the book itself actually can be downloaded and all can be read by using this single ebook reader device without buying multiple books. So you just buy a single device and you can read many books or novel from that ebook device. They name it as Kindle. Okay, this is also a good development of, I would say, publication as far as ebook is concerned. It makes distribution much faster, easier, low cost, without publishing a physical book or novel like this. Okay, those stresses the key role played by IT in order for strengthen new business model for a book publication. Okay, basically, I would say that MIS, Management Information System, is derived from its core first role. They call it Transaction Processor System. Okay, TPS, they call it, Transaction Processing System, is basically the basic layer of MIS in which the transaction will take place. Okay, for example, if you go to a supermarket like Tesco at nearby UTHM here, so you take a product from the shelf and then later you bring to the bring to the cashier counter, and later the cashier will scan the barcode for you, check it out the item, and then determine the price, right? So then you pay the money, and later you receive your goods or product and you left for home. So those are transaction processing system. Okay, it is basically performing or recording a daily routine transaction like sales and purchase, payment, and so on. Those are basically transaction. At that cashier, we call it, it is at the station of POS, point of sale. That is at the cashier in which she or he scans a barcode of your product before you can make the payment. So by scanning the product, actually the system will deduct the number of unit you bought from their central inventory status. Okay, say you buy 3 products, and then they will deduct that particular product minus 3 from their inventory volume. Okay, if that is TPS, the basic layer of MIS, in which it allows for managers or supervisor to monitor the status and operation of the inventory, for example, and as such, decision to make the next order if the inventory is low can be done very fast just by monitoring the system to activate the next order of delivery. Okay. So another information system function in a business, for example, like this in, say, in Fujitsu. Okay, so this is, for example, a human resource department. And one of human resource department function is to manage your salary, or they call it in American term as payroll. Okay, payroll TPS, transaction processing system. Say this is at Fujitsu. Okay, every month, Fujitsu employees will get their salary, get paid on the monthly basis, debited, credited into their account, and later they can withdraw the money from the ATM of the bank. Okay, so in this payroll system, perhaps we call it, say, HR salary system. It has this database. Inside the database, it records all of the employee details. For example, name, identification number, address, bank account number, and benefits, like, for example, bonus, or overtime, all are kept inside the database. So inside this database, it has many of the detail. For example, like here stated, employee number, name, address, pay rate, gross pay, benefit in terms of medical, net pay, and earnings. So all these are a typical example inside a payroll transaction processing system. So inside this payroll system or salary system, it can generate at the end of the week or at the end of the month, it can generate management reports. in terms of whether it is on the dashboard or it can be printed out so that the manager can use the report to bring and discuss inside the monthly meeting with the CEO or with the managing director. So this payroll system also is connected to government agency, for example, to LHDN or Income Tax Department of Malaysia, right? So this payroll system will record what is their basic salary and how much do the employee receive every month and ultimately every year for the yearly tax. Okay, this payroll system also can generate credit payment to banks or issue a paycheck for monthly salary, for example. And from this payroll also, if there is an inquiry from the employee to the Human Resource Department pertaining employment record, pertaining record related to perhaps medical benefit, so they can inquire from this on online query, and the HR department or staff will assess the payroll system to generate the reports or generate special letter to enable them to be used at hospital or claiming insurance. So these are all based on this TPS system. So this is very typical for human resource department as far as its IT system is concerned. Okay, the other type of information that normally company use on top of managing their salary for employees, they also can use it for business intelligence. They call it BI. Okay, BI is basically a specific software. Okay, for example, like Hadoop or Microsoft Power BI, to specifically utilizing the data inside the company, like for example in Fujitsu, or for example in KFC, or for example in Asia Airlines. The use of this existing data internally in the company so that they can analyze more specific result. For example, projection of sales for the next 5 years, right? So it will help managers to make or to forecast for planning for future. For example, in the next 2 years, what could be the demand for customer from that Fujitsu keyboard? Will it increase or will it decrease or will it maintain the same? So business intelligence will do forecasting or analyzing specifically on the existing data internally by using specific tools like this or Hadoop and so on, so that they can project normally predicting for the future, like sales, production, purchasing, and so on. Okay. On top of that, we have also this business intelligence system, basically a system which is dedicated to support managers as far as making a smarter decision, or for example, based on MIS, right? MIS is basically, its basic function is to produce reports for managers, produce direct routine report, for example, daily report, weekly report, or a monthly report, even yearly report. Okay, from this report, so another system will help top management, for example, managing director or CEO, to have this decision support system, normally used by middle managers to decide, for example, what is the best delivery route for its truck or lorry from Batu Pahat to KL and then later to Klang Port and so on. And another type of business intelligence system, they call it executive support system, mostly to support top management group, for example, for the MD, managing director, or CEO, or even the chairman, to decide what is the next stage investment for the company so that they can borrow a loan from bank and they want to decide on the next 3 years investment. Normally they use ESS, executive support system, for those top management to decide for future investment. For example, expanding the factory into a bigger industrial area, or set up a factory number 2 or set up factory number 3 and so on. So it uses a ESS system. Okay, bottom line is management information system, normally a routine system which is deriving or taking the data from TPS, Transaction Processing System, so that they can produce report for managers, be it on the dashboard, or you can print into the with using a printer, and later you refer those information in the management meeting, or you distribute to your manager colleagues. So MIS basically serve the middle managers. For example, production manager, procurement manager, finance manager, human resource manager, right, engineering manager, and so on. So it provides current firm performance reference, right? This is derived from TPS, in which after catching the data from sales, catching the data after payment, and so on. So this is basically a routine, I would say, task, which is normally captured under MIS, and in order enable to compile a report for managers. Normally, management information system very having less capability to do analytic. For example, analyzing for future projection. So it is merely a routine computer system. Okay, so how to obtain data from MIS in order to execute their transaction processing system, and how does it relate to each other? So if you take a look here, this part on the left is a TPS, Transaction Processing System, in which you basically manage the order, and later you resource the material. First, you have to capture the order, and later you have to order or get the materials, and that material later also being synchronized with the costing system or general ledger system at accounting department. Then all these will be put together inside the MIS database. Database for sales, database for costing, database for record or engineering specification or product change or review, or some of the cost expenses kept in the database for accounting. All these databases are basically integrated at this system, MIS, Management Information System, central system, and from here only the report can be generated. Report for production, report for purchasing, report for shipment, and so on. And this report in certain particular format can be shown on the dashboard or on the terminal, on the computer screen, and for managers to monitor, decide, refer, so that manager can make effective and efficient decision. So this is how MIS is working, serving for managers, and the data or raw data actually derived from TPS, which is the sales payment stage. Okay, this is a typical example format from MIS. This is what the MIS system generate report. For example, this is a sales and product report based on region. Region means like North, South, Midwest, or West. Okay, and normally it has few columns like this: product code column, product description, sales region, actual sales plan, and actual sales versus plan. Okay, for example, this product code. Okay, so this product code 4469 actually for carpet cleaner, and this carpet cleaner is being sold in 4 regions. For example, Utara, Selatan, Tengah, Barat, right? For example, this North, East, South, Midwest, and how much actual sales it is being accumulated. For example, this is yearly actual sales, 4 million plus for carpet cleaner in the North East, right? Actually, they plan for 4.8 million, okay, and they managed to sell 4 million. So the achievement is around 85%. Okay, so then it will total up for all 4 regions. The achieved actual sales is 60 million against a plan 17.5 million, and overall achievement for carpet cleaner product is 95%, and so on. So MIS actually compile this kind of report, right? Data which is derived from TPS, Transaction Processing System, which is normally at the counter there, in which the cashier scan by using the barcode scanner. So this is a sample of MIS report. Okay, that is on the MIS system. The second system we are discussing is the third system, IT system we are discussing is DSS, because the first system we discuss is TPS. The second system we discuss is MIS, and the third system we are discussing now is DSS. What does DSS mean? Again, DSS is a very specific software normally used by middle managers, for example, shipping manager or logistic manager or warehouse manager, to make decision which is a bit slightly not routine. It is not everyday decision like MIS in the production department. It is, for example, like in shipping. In order to bring product from Fujitsu Batu Pahat to Kuala Lumpur, to Port Klang, or from Batu Pahat, Fujitsu to Johor Bahru, and then to Singapore Port. So normally it is decided by software. So they use this very specific DSS system, for example, the voyage estimating system. So it is again still data driven. So it is based on the product, how many of them want to be sent, what is the cost sending them as far as shipping is concerned, where is the destination this product will go. So DSS system will be normally used by this middle manager group. Okay, this is an example of a DSS system. They call it estimating a voyage or estimating a route for a shipment to be taken. Okay, so it use also many data. For example, database of shipping, speed, capacity of the ship, port distance database, fuel consumption and cost database, chartering ship for transporter database, at which port database which is available they can send it to, and then destination. So all these will merge into this analytical model database, which is software, and that route or destination from where it will be sent, like from Port Klang, Malaysia, go to Los Angeles port in the United States. So it is decided or supported by the software for manager to make decision on the shipping of their finished product. Okay, let's take a look simple DSS system for shipping of finished good from one point to another point by a manager.
ShipNet Voyage Estimator provides a powerful and intuitive toolset to help you make the right chartering decisions.
Software
In today's
DSS,
competitive markets,
ShipNet,
matching the right cargo with the right vessel is critical to running a profitable shipping company, with many external factors determining the financial success or failure of each voyage. Charterers, shipbrokers and traders all need to be able to move quickly in a complex commercial environment. Making the right decisions is critical, and having the right tools and facts to deal with fluctuating day rates, bunker prices and ever-changing geopolitical situations is essential. A voyage estimate gives you a clear picture of what the profit and loss of a voyage will be, and gives you the confidence to fix voyages that make optimal use of your fleet. For the ship owners and operators, ShipNet Voyage Estimator marries proven voyage calculations with an intuitive interface. It also harnesses web-based services and gives you the right tools to cope with complex economic realities and security challenges such as piracy and conflict areas.
Shipping company.
At its heart, Voyage Estimator provides the ability to easily compare estimates, identifying the best alternative.
Vehicle.
In the top of the screen we have two configurable grids. One for open vessels, where we see the Juliet, currently open in Stockholm, and one for open cargoes. These grids are fully configurable and reflect the data held
And
in your system. They can be
the shipping
refined to
manager
match your
need to check
query in many
from
ways.
which port
For
they want to
example, you can
send,
see open cargoes
and
and
perhaps
vessels
I
in the
make it
future,
slightly
but on this
faster.
we can see that a cargo
So
of
they
steel
key
in
in
Rostock
all the
bound for
data
Dublin
which is
is the
needed
most attractive.
from
The
Stockholm
key
port.
factor in a voyage's profitability
Stockholm is
bunker
in
consumption.
Sweden.
This is
Stockholm
directly
port.
linked to the distance the vessel
And
needs to
they
steam.
check out what is the distance
ShipNet
to
Voyage
be
Estimator
followed.
does not rely on Here we are modifying the
And
route to go
then the
seawards of the
manager
island of
is
Gotland,
modifying the route
while dynamically
from
taking into
Stockholm.
account the revised
They'll
distance.
go to Rostock.
Voyage Estimator takes
It
into
can go
account
to a
areas where
canal
there are
in between
environmental
Denmark and
restrictions
Germany,
on what type of bunkers can be used.
and then it can be sent to the
Here we see that
this
the
here
portion of the
English
voyage
channel,
that lies in the
and
sulfur
then
emission
later
control
go to
area
Dublin
lasts
Island.
until we
This
exit
is a
the English
shipment
Channel.
from Stockholm
This is
to
reflected in the
Dublin
distance
Island.
calculation, where we see that 1,271 miles take
Those are
place
the
in the Seca
estimated
zone,
distance
with an
the
impact
ship
on the
will
overall cost of the
pass
voyage.
through.
One of the real financial picture. Here we are modeling a scenario showing
This is
how a
another
subsequent voyage
scenario in
carrying
which
scrap
they
metal
follow
from Rotterdam to
different
Izmit would impact on the profitability of the Rostock-Dublin voyage for the
sailed
Juliet.
from
By
Stockholm
tagging
to
the
Dublin,
estimates, you can see a
but they
consolidated
follow
view,
different
complete
route.
rundown of terminal and berth restrictions in ports carrying coal from Durban in South Africa. Thus, if the voyage of the Sierra meets your criteria, easy and accurate, helping
So
you
they
make the
will,
right
they
decisions
will
for
decide,
the right reasons
the best
to achieve
route
the best
in
results.
terms of cost and also distance. Okay, those are simulation system to estimate the best route for your finished good delivery from Stockholm to Ireland, for example, right? This is one kind of DSS system or decision support system that normally used by shipping manager. Okay, another type of information system that I'm discussing is next is the ESS, Executive Support System. ESS are normally used by senior management group. Senior management, I meant by managing director, CEO, chief executive officer, COO, chief operating officer, and GM, general manager. So it is a slightly non-routine type of decision. For example, that require investment next year, either to set up new factory next to the current factory, or not to set up a new factory. So in order to set up new factory, you need investment. You need to engage a financial loan from bank, or acquiring funding support from the headquarter. So you need this kind of system in order to support for making judgment, right? Because the decision is not routine. It is perhaps once a year decision, or perhaps this is 3 years once to make decision for investment. Okay, this is in UTHM. You can say ESS is quite relevant, because we have also ESS system under TCIs. They call it EIS, Executive Information System, in which normally dean, deputy vice chancellor, or chancellor, vice chancellor need to make decision for the university. Okay, and the system that capture your sales, in which the reader for barcode scanner will scan the product and capture into the system as far as sales contents, to keep the record what has been purchased by customer, and keep track the in and out of inventory for the managing for the business operation. The second information system that I had discussed is Management Information System, MIS itself, in which it derive or taken the data from TPS, what has been sold, product from the company, and later generate report for managers. The third information system I had discussed is the DSS, Decision Support System. This is basically for middle managers that are making non-routine decision, particular software for a particular purpose. For example, that I have showed earlier, the voyage information system in determining which route is the best for the shipment of the company's finished product. And the fourth information system that I had highlighted earlier is ESS, executive support system. This is a very specific software for non-routine decision, normally decision made by the top management group. For example, the CEO, and managing director and general manager for the purpose of, for example, whether investment need to be made in future. Okay, these four information system, TPS, MIS, DSS, and ES, must work together in the integrative way so that the enterprise resource system can work excellently. So the bigger umbrella for all these four systems is known as enterprise application. Okay, enterprise application covers on few functional areas. For example, accounting and finance, sales and marketing, production and manufacturing, and also human resource. So this enterprise system is a bigger system encapsulating all the department within the company or within the organization and includes all level of management, be it lower level, middle level, or the top management level. So, in enterprise application perspective, there are four major types of application. One is known as enterprise system, or in other words, known as ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning System. Second major application is supply chain management. The third major application on enterprise level is customer relationship management, or CRM. And last but not least, the fourth major application of enterprise level system is knowledge management system, or known as KMS. Okay, let's take a look how these four major application system interact and related to each other. Okay, so for this x-axis, it is represented by the four main departmental organization that exist in a company. It is based on its functional area. Sales and marketing, the red part, manufacturing and production, the orange part, finance and accounting is the green part, and lastly, human resources at the light blue part. Okay, if we take a look at this triangle as an organization or a company, we can see that the ERP, which is on the top here, which is at the pinnacle of the organization, which is integrating all major of the system in order for ERP to work. So it covers mostly on a bit of a process of sales. ERP cover a bit on the manufacturing. ERP also cover on finance. ERP also cover on human resource, which is on the top part. This is the ERP system. Whereas the supply chain management system mostly deal with sales and marketing department, be it internal or external, and it also is dealing with suppliers and also business partners. So this is maintained by enterprise software like SEM. Whereas on the right side here, which is the CRM, customer relationship management, mostly dealing with the human resource aspect and finance of the customers and also distributors. So this is on the CRM system. Whereas on the bottom part here, which is mostly dealing with manufacturing, production, and finance. So this is handling internal knowledge of the employees inside the company. It is known as knowledge management system, or KMS. Okay, so having understood this interrelation of the enterprise application architecture, let's take a look on the first type of major system in enterprise level. So it is called enterprise system. In other words, it is also known as enterprise resource planning system, ERP. Okay, what does ERP system means? This system actually collect data from different function, from department and from stores data or inventory or warehouse data, and put it into a single database, a single central repository. So all information pertaining to raw material, production process, engineering design, sales, marketing, and so on, all put together in a single repository or single database. So putting integratively into a single database enable ERP to coordinate daily activities, for example, sales, finance, human resource, and production into a more efficient flow in terms of processing data. So when we have efficient response to customer order, so production can decide how long or lead time production must take in order to fulfill the whole quantity ordered by customer. And by having efficient response of handling the data and information inside the organization, so warehouse can efficiently manage the inventory, the flow of raw material into production. In other words, the enterprise resource planning system enable managers to make decision daily, efficiently, and effectively. And it is also very helpful and beneficial for the long-term planning of the organization towards the future. For example, planning for the next 5 years projection of sales, of production, and so on. Okay, let's take a look at one good, excellent company by the name of LG, Korean electronic company, LG Electronics. How do they implement enterprise resource planning system by the name of Oracle in their business operation? Let's have a look. So this video clip of ERP is
In
about
just 50
LG
years,
Electronics,
Korea's
Korean
LG Electronics has built itself up
conglomerate in
to become a
electronic
world-leading global
appliances.
brand and the
See
leading
how they make
innovator
use
of
of
consumer
Oracle in
electronics.
managing their business,
As an ever-expanding
production,
global
and
enterprise,
also delivery of
LG
their
is now
finished
aiming
product.
to maximize its business efficiency with one of the world's largest global single-instance enterprise resource planning systems built on Oracle E-Business Suite Release 12.
Oracle and LG had been strategic partners for over 10 years, and as a user, we had a very close relationship with Oracle, which made us trust the support that was promised to us. Thus, we chose Oracle's e-business suite, Release 12, and launched the Global Single Instance Project.
Make it a bit quicker.
Global branches.
So
This
how do
resulted
they
in many
plan to
inconsistencies
implement
with
ERP?
non-standardized systems, which created bottlenecks in interbranch transactions. The primary benefit of running a global single instance of a database and the overlying ERP applications is that all data is transparent and available 24/7 right across the entire global enterprise, resulting in a faster turnaround of all business processes.
Currently, the settlement of
Provides flexibility for quick responses to environmental changes,
So this is
whether
the
it is
design
natural
team,
growth, merger and acquisition,
putting
or business
the engineering
restructuring.
specification
LG
into the
Electronics
database.
will be able to quickly
using the global single instance, we will expect such high maintenance costs to be cut by more than 50%.
With the global single instance ERP, LG Electronics will be paying less to know more.
This is the whole
LG
integrated
Electronics' global
single
ERP
repository
system
database.
isn't just built on a solid
The IT
application
room.
set. It's also built on a solid and robust technology foundation, including Oracle Fusion Middleware SOA Suite and Oracle WebLogic Portal. It also requires advanced database options to manage huge transaction volumes.
Oracle RAC technology is a very useful technology for a company like ours that deals with massive transaction loads.
As LG Electronics is the first customer to build such a large global single-instance ERP project running Oracle EBS Release 12, the cornerstone of success is the close working partnership developed between Oracle, LG Electronics, and its implementation partner, LG CNS. And Oracle's key to this partnership is the Oracle Advanced Customer Services Solution Support Center.
With Oracle, we think this has been very successful.
In January 2008, and the rollout to all 80-plus branches should be completed by 2010. Of being the true global leader of innovation in digital products and services is coming into focus. thanks to the support and true partnership that Oracle provides.
Okay, that is the whole ERP system in operation at LG, executed by software Oracle. Okay, the second major enterprise application is known as supply chain management. Okay, supply chain management focuses mostly on the business supplier, and also this is at this maintaining relationship with supplier in order to share information about the orders, the production, the inventory level, and also delivery of the finished product. So supply chain management is vital as far as maintaining relationship with suppliers, because suppliers supply the raw material for the company to manufacture. So it is very much important to maintain a good relation upstream in order to make sure production assembly, production volume can be produced at the needed level. So its goal is basically right amount of product to destination with least amount of time and lowest cost. Of course, the focus is more on the exact amount of raw material to be received and then assemble and later send to customer. So in other words, supply chain management focus more on the supply part. So let's take a look. One good company, which is Ford. How do they implement the SEM enterprise system? They call it by SAP. SAP is software by German company. Let's have a look. How do they maintain a good supply chain environment in their business operation?
At Ford, we are responsible for some 250,000 spare parts. In Europe, these parts are stored in 9 warehouses. Here at the central warehouse in Cologne, 60 trucks are unloaded every day, and 60 to 80 trucks are loaded, delivering to all of Europe from here. We pick approximately 45,000 spare parts every day. That's about 10 million deliveries every year, which we ship all across Europe. The precise planning of the supply chain is the main cost driver in spare parts management. It's very difficult to plan repairs. You never know how they will occur, when a customer will come to a garage for repairs. So we have to find other ways. We make a statistical forecast based on the sales figures of the past months and years.
But it was like very narrow in terms of functionality. I mean, now we exactly know where is our product from the supplier, shipment until the loading of the truck leaving to the customer. So it's really a great stock accuracy. We know exactly where is the product we need to move to satisfy a customer order, and that you only get with the real-time managed system as it's SAP.
The reason why we had the need to make a transformation was that we have in total Europe very fragmented IT platforms within the whole supply chain. Additionally, we wanted also to provide a platform to the party as an addition to it.
Than in the past.
The short-term benefit, we will have inventory reductions, which improves working capital. On the warehouse side, we are improving our effectiveness and efficiencies in the parts distribution centers, particularly also because we have much better transparency of our data. We believe that we have established a platform which is state-of-the-art in respect to parts availability, fill and inventory administration.
Okay, that is second enterprise major application by the software named SAP at Ford. So let's take a look on the third enterprise major application in companies in the name of customer relationship management, or known as CRM. CRM is basically the same enterprise level category software that provide information to coordinate all the business processes as much as dealing with customer. This is the other end of the part of the business process, which is the lower stream, which is dealing with customer. Because maintaining good relationship with customer is very essential in business in order to have a repeat orders from customer. And it involves mainly at this department like sales department, marketing department, and customer service department. So by having or by implementing CRM in our business organization, so basically our company could identify, attract, and retain most profitable customers so that we can have a good support after sales service for the most profitable customer or most of our customer. So one good multinational company that is good in practicing CRM is Toyota. So in this video clip, Toyota applied Microsoft Dynamics in order to maintain a tip-top relationship with their customer. Let's have a look.
As Toyota Turkey marketing and sales company, we have been Toyota distributor in Turkey since 1990. We have around 60 dealers and they are offering 3S facilities under one roof. With 3S we mean sales, service and spare parts. We have to find another tool to create some brand ad. One of the most important tools we use. Creating a good relationship with customer and a long-lasting relationship with customer is very important. As everything is very similar, you have to make big discounts to be able to sell your products. But if you find the correct customer with the correct package at the right time, then it's much profitable for the companies also. After some research, easily integrated with our other systems.
Microsoft Office products are usually used in our dealers and our organization, other organizations. So it's not.
By the help of the Microsoft CRM, our salespeople are just focusing on selling rather than creating some tasks on the system, because everything is automated and everything is served to them to just doing selling.
With a good CRM helps Toyota Turkey to serve.
Okay, that is the third type of enterprise media application known as CRM, in which maintaining essential good relation with customer is vital in many business. Okay, the fourth type of enterprise media application known as knowledge management system. How do we share our knowledge, our new discovery, or our problem solving with the rest of the related people within the company, and also among the network of the same business organization? Okay, so KMS is important as far as capturing, okay, and applying knowledge and expertise experienced by employee and to be shared to other employees. Okay, and this is basically to create knowledge, produce the knowledge, deliver the product and services for customer. So basically, the idea is to collect internal knowledge of the knowledge and experience of the employees within the firm and make it available to their colleagues, friends, and even other branches of the same company. So this is known as knowledge management system, KMS. One good example of a company in which practicing excellent KMS is known as Xerox. You know Xerox? Xerox is a multinational company providing photocopying machine. So Xerox is one good leading example in KMS. Let's have a look. How does Xerox implement KMS in their business environment?
Knowledge. It's our greatest asset. With every customer interaction, we learn. With every interaction, we get better and faster at solving our customers' technical problems. And with every interaction, we get closer to providing the best possible customer experience. Our new Xerox Knowledge Management System is going to evolve the way we work, make our jobs simpler, and improve the ways we share our knowledge. We will have the ability to access a single global knowledge management system that provides solutions and shares knowledge with everyone across the globe.
So basically,
We'll be able to capture, manage, and share knowledge from every unique technical issue and use that information at every step of the customer experience.
Also at the other
This is
branch.
critically important because we value the technical skills and experience inherent in our people and will use it to benefit everyone. We'll also be able to fully integrate new tool sets and technologies to deliver. A customer service engineer in San Francisco captures knowledge from an on-site visit and can immediately share his or her findings with colleagues across the globe, essentially solving once for many. But let's not stop there. The customer service engineer not only shares his information with his or her colleagues, but also with all levels of escalated support, as well as our engineering community, so we all get better at what we do. Where appropriate, we can move knowledge back to prior levels, our global contact centers, and even our customer online self-service website to enable even faster resolution. Not only will this allow us to respond to a brand new knowledge-based world, and we've got everything of knowledge-centered support. Just another way.
Hey, that is a KMS, which is excellently implemented in Xerox, a multinational photocopying company that serves the whole world. Okay, I have discussed many systems previously from the TPS, which is at the down core here, this is the essential of why we need computer system in business. Actually, to keep track of our sales, to keep record of our transaction, to keep a record of our inventory. So from here, the bigger system is making use data from the TPS, and it is known as MIS. And MIS is producing reports for managers, which is the daily routine activities. On top of that bigger system, it is known as DSS, which is a decision support system. It is making use of data information from MIS and TPS in order to make, for example, better planning as far as delivery is concerned. The bigger system on top of that, they call it ESS, Executive Support System, in which ESS is taking the information and data from DSS, MIS, and TPS, and they are making use it for non-routine decision by the top management like CEO, general manager for example, in expansion of the operation or in the investment into the next 5 years. So from this, for individual system, TPS, MIS, DSS, and ESS, there is a bigger system encapsulating all the system, and the data is being made use for ERP, SCM, CRM, and KMS. These are the consolidated view how we could understand from TPS and how it grows into enterprise resource level system. Okay, having understand that, so that is how the global e-business and collaboration works as far as actual business setting. Okay, now these are basically a few added knowledge in relation to information system, some of the added components of what makes information system work. For example, the intranets. Okay, intranet is basically the system network that exists within the organization. For example, like UTHM. UTHM network computer system is considered one intranet. Okay, one intranet system. If UTHM intranet is connected to, for example, to UTM intranet, to University Malaya intranet, they call it extranet environment because few intranets connecting and communicating each other, it is making up as a extranet. Okay, so this is another component of information system. We call it e-business. Nowadays, many business transaction can be done digitally. by using their website, for example, maybank2u.com website. Those are basically latest approach in using information system. Or nowadays, we could buy many products from many part of the world and sell the product to many part of the world by using e-commerce platform, for example, like Shopee, Lazada, Mudah.com. E-government is another application of information system in which the service rendered by the governmental office or agency, for example, like the immigration, for example, like the registration department. So it is being made service easy by e-government platform like MyEG. So, for example, e-government also providing very efficient service as far as tax, individual tax and corporate tax concerned, because LHDN is implementing e-filing system. So these are a few types of information system that exist nowadays based on internet platform. So in such way, those systems encourage people to collaborate each other in the form of team. So some collaboration are short-lived, some collaboration are considered, I would say, long-term. A short project like those 6 months or 8 months is considered short-term collaboration, but long-term collaboration normally it takes 1 to 2 years. Okay, in such a way, there is a growing importance of collaboration nowadays because we can work from anywhere, any part of the world, as long as you get the project done, and then later you update to the team leader, and that team leader can check with other team member from other part of the world, and that is really the changing nature of work nowadays. It is more on the remote work, but it is integrate together. For example, like my lecture today, I had done it at home. I still can lecture it so that later I could upload it into YouTube, in which many people could refer later from time to time. So that is also what is meant by changing nature of work, perhaps partly due to COVID-19, or else we're going to do our normal lecture in the lecturing hall. So teamwork is important here as far as new technology introduced, and we began to have good support from the internet so that we can work from anywhere, anytime, any place, and still we can get the job done per schedule. Okay, nowadays is the social media era, in which the sharing among what you do, what you converse with friend and relative is becoming common in the platform like YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and there are many other platform on socializing your business activity or even your living and working condition. Okay, the benefit of having collaboration and teamwork, we can achieve higher productivity because you can work from anywhere, any place, anytime. And by having this collaboration, we can also do good or better service for our customer. And these are basically the structure of collaboration. We have this collaboration capability, and then assisted by technology, so that this contributes to better collaboration quality, and at the end of the day, the company or the organization perform and deliver their key performance indicator. Well, tools, collaboration, and teamwork are many. Okay, you could find it in, for example, like in the Google Drive, Microsoft SharePoint, YouTube, Wikipedia, including email, Instagram, and so on. Well, nowadays it is common to have content sharing. For example, what I have uploaded into the YouTube platform, that is part of content sharing. Or you could park your data or your file at the Google Drive, or you could share your material, lectures in the Dropbox. Those are part of the social networking software to promote content sharing. Okay, these are some of the outlook of the collaboration tool metrics. You can have it a read, and also based on your textbook. and information system department, mostly led by CIO, like this manager at Walmart that is handling the information system and Walmart that I have shown you in the previous lecture. Okay, class,